Welcome to Colorful Anime, where we talk about anime from a colorful perspective. We're back. You heard the jingle. Chris is here. She's back.
Hi.
She's not dead.
She's not dead. No T-virus.
Sorry, I'm like all the songs. I'm gonna stop, I swear.
Yeah, so what we did is all of us took time. We did our research too, and we took time and we picked two creators, illustrators of any sort of animated or comic book related show, TV, or anything. And like I said, just giving people, they just do. Who wants to go off with their first person that they want to honor during Black History Month?
I mean, I can go first.
Go for it.
And this one will be kind of cheating because he's not actually an animator, but I'm gonna go. My first one that I picked, and because I love video games, is Jerry Lawson. So I don't know if you guys know who Jerry Lawson is. So Jerry Lawson is considered the father of the modern video game cartridge. And so he was a black engineer in the 70s, and him and his team basically designed the video game cartridge that went on to be used by like Atari, Nintendo, and then obviously sparked the revolution that was video gaming and handheld or in cartridge gaming. And so because his designs were used by, like I said, Atari and Nintendo before he left. And then on top of that, he wasn't satisfied with just revolutionizing the video game industry. He went on and then he founded the first black game development company, which was called Videosoft. And then he also holds a very prestigious place in the World Video Game Hall of Fame. So this man is like
nice,
like internationally recognized in the gaming industry for his contributions. So dope black nerd in history.
Imagine being the first person to make the cartridge.
Yeah,
That's
right.
fire.
Right.
They're right, exactly. And it was a brother.
Yeah,
from the United States. I don't know if he ever intended that to be the fix, but it did.
Right. It worked.
It worked.
You know what? They said that that's a myth. Somebody said that
it's supposed to be a myth, but
it worked.
But it worked for me every time.
I mean,
it worked every time.
dust is the villain of all technology.
Did y'all
want to dust out?
Which is funny because they would literally say like, "Don't blow in the cartridges," and be like, "Don't tell me how to live my life."
Yeah.
Like you finna go.
Y'all ever?
we'll just say, "Don't put the Q-tip in my ear."
Y'all ever? Y'all ever put y'all cartridges in the freezer?
What?
Only batteries.
My cousins used to do that, and I never understood why. And they would take them out the freezer.
What kind of psychopaths?
I don't know why. I don't know what the science is. I mean,
well, for batteries, it's the conductivity.
Right.
You're supposed to be cold.
The
freezer?
The freezer.
The colder the conduit, the better the electricity
flow.
flows.
You lived in the South. It wasn't that easy.
Oh, I guess.
It was always hot. It was hot
forgot
everywhere.
that you were from. I forgot
Yeah, I was
you were
like,
from the South.
It was always hot. My grandma, the only person that had AC. It was.
He knocked on the house 3 times when it rained. They do stuff like that down there.
Did they make you turn off all the lights and not answer the phone when it was storming outside?
What? Okay.
That's the thing, though. They did do that on Mythbusters. It does happen.
Yeah.
Like the old,
I know it can happen,
old wiring.
It's still very rare.
Yeah. Turn off the lights and don't answer the phone. That was the thing. Granny did that.
Yeah.
That is.
My grandma's from Tennessee. So
yeah, I was like, that is a deep cut. All right, let's talk about it. And who's next?
I'll go next.
Yeah.
My first person is Kevin Grevjou. I think that's how you say it. Yeah, Grevjou. It's like a French last name. And he's from Chicago with that name.
Nice.
But he's also like a genius.
Or something.
Yeah.
He's got like a master's in like chemical engineering.
Nice.
Yeah. So he's actor, writer, director. He had a bunch of small roles in like Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Oh, okay, cool.
And he couple voice things on like Avengers, Earth and Mightiest Heroes and Young Justice, things like that. He created Underworld. Underworld is his. That whole thing.
The Underworld franchise?
He was the black
I did
werewolf
not know that.
in the I think the second one.
Oh, that's cold.
Yeah.
That's cold.
Yeah.
I love that. I
That's
love
dope.
man.
Yeah, so
I love that series too.
That's
Underworld
dope.
is his.
Yeah.
And
I love Underworld.
he created one of my favorite comic books who Marvel need to do a movie on. If they do Black Panther, they could do this. It's Blue Marvel.
Yes.
Marvel.
Yes.
And his story
I
is
just
he
saw
was
that come up in a TikTok just recently.
he was
too.
Superman S, like Superman S powers, like like dang near all powerful,
Mhm.
whatever.
Yeah.
In the like 50s and 60s, masked hero got into a major fight. Mask got ripped up.
Ooh,
They found out he was black.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And so the
pitchforks
government
come out?
asked him.
They
Yeah,
had
well,
a,
they
had a
went
thing
crazy.
like that with Miles Morales too. They did.
Yeah, the government went crazy, and the president asked him, like, just don't be a superhero anymore. Like, just what I mean?
That's cool. I'll be an
because of
anti-hero.
people.
now.
So,
Right.
so he was
I'm
like,
gonna watch everything get destroyed.
he was like
Run that for me,
retconned
bro.
into Marvel. He was retconned in like maybe 15 years ago. So he's a
Yeah.
relatively new character.
Yeah.
But they
Yeah.
made this character like he's an
Yeah.
old character that just was kind of like they did Captain
Crazy.
America.
Yep.
The Black Captain
Yeah.
America in
Falcon
Winter Soldier. So something like that, where he just
Winter Soldier.
went in to hide to help out
Sure.
basically the president, like, because like if Negroes can do this,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Even though he was a hero this whole time, like he wasn't
Yo.
busting down no KKK rallies. He was letting people be people and saving the day when the time needed.
Yeah.
So which caused into another set of stories or whatever. But yeah, that's like
Yeah.
one of my favorite Marvel characters.
Dope.
Yeah.
So that's my
dope.
first one.
Let me throw
Dope.
up.
It's a good
Let me
choice.
throw up my man. I know we was critical of like one of his works, but I'm gonna throw him up here. LaShawn Thomas. That's my man who did Yasuke,
Yeah.
Cannon Busters, worked on the Boondocks, Legend of Korra, Black Dynamite, all of that. I don't know. I didn't. I think everything about him is like, you are a guy that's not supposed to be doing these kinds of things.
He's trailblazing, so
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think
for sure.
Yeah.
right. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I still feel like the stories could use work, but I feel like in regards to representation in the modern kind of context,
Yeah.
I think he's on his way. I think if they
Yeah.
keep giving them shots,
I mean,
if they they give
and everything's not gonna be a hit either.
No,
Right,
I mean,
exactly.
and they Marvel in the DCU and all of that, like they've had, and obviously I'm just saying, like they've been able to fumble a lot of things,
Right.
and then say,
Yeah,
"All right,
Marvel,
let's try this
Marvel
again."
damn near went bankrupt.
Yeah,
Like,
Right,
but,
right.
DC in a similar way or whatnot. Even though I would argue they had better. You wouldn't know it, but they had better character stories, and they fumbled that. So if they could do that, I feel like this guy can come up with original content and just keep trying until we get something that has like a really good story. But they didn't get like I said, I just appreciate the guy from South Bronx.
What's
and
his name again?
LaShawn Thomas. That's the guy who did Yasuke.
LaShawn.
So I just want to throw him out there because I know we like. I mean, I don't
We
even know
bagged
what
him-
we
we
all
bagged
rated
him a little
Yasuke,
bit.
but I feel like we diced it
kind
up.
of over, and I didn't like
Yasuko
Cannon
was-
Buster that much either.
Yeah,
but
I
Cannon
didn't like it.
Busters
it looked good
was-
though.
Yeah.
Cannon
Yeah.
Buster looked really good.
I didn't like the story because I watched like the first 3 episodes. and I was
Cannon
like,
Busters was one of those where when I was watching it, I was like, it almost was like this definitely needs a season 2 for
Mhm.
me to feel like I can give a review on its
Yeah.
story.
Sure.
Because the way that it was just kind of like, I'm really just getting to know
It
everybody.
felt like
Yeah.
one of those start at the middle stories,
Mhm.
and everybody
that's,
need their.
it was like
you
it
know
is
what I
like
mean?
that.
Yeah,
But it was like I needed a season 2 to feel like I actually understood the story like
Yeah.
that, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
But
I got
good
you.
effort though, man. Especially as
Yeah.
especially as an American, Black American,
Yeah.
doing that kind of stuff. But yeah,
exactly.
who's next?
I actually have another little black people doing big things in
Ooh.
Japan. So they started, I think they founded this studio in 2016, but their twin brothers named Arthur and Darnell Esom. They started the art Chatagio. It's like one of them worked like with who is it that he worked with? He worked with some famous like mangaka that had worked on like a Ghost in the Shell or something like that.
Sure. Okay.
But he does they do background art, and so they outsource to a lot of different studios to do background art on their stuff. And so they've done background art on stuff like Attack on Titan, One Piece, Tokyo Ghoul, stuff
Sure.
like that. So they're like a pretty established, I guess, studio in Japan.
Nice.
And so it's a Japanese company. But they also, I found out, worked on The Weeknd's music video for Snow Child. It was directed by Arthel. And it's an anime rendition of where The Weeknd walks through neon clad Hollywood, blah 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 blah, or whatever. And I was like, oh, that's so cool that they have done some like American work, and they said that they had dabbled a little bit in like original stuff and like some like, you know, like they're trying to get their own titles to do, but most of their work is in doing background art for other studios to help kind of,
which is still very
obviously
important.
with the process. So yeah. Yes. Twin black brothers in Japan.
That's what's up. So my second person is an animator. His name is Floyd Norman. And for those that don't know who Floyd Norman is, Floyd Norman was the first black person to ever work for Walt Disney Company as an animator. And so obviously he got hired at 57 and things wasn't on the up and up for black folks back then.
Right.
Especially for Walt Disney with they were putting out some sketch ass comics.
No, they were racist. They were
for
straight
sure,
up racist.
for sure.
Some
I was like,
sketch product.
Disney is the reason why all of the racist black stuff you see in other countries even happens.
Yep.
So
good job, branding racism.
Yeah, right. So obviously it's a big deal that they hired him then, and I mean, but he's been involved in a lot of things. I mean, considering the day and age and who he was, I mean, he's been involved in some of the biggest projects. Like he was involved in Jungle Book, 101 Dalmatians.
Sorry.
Yeah, I know that's.
I
didn't lose the irony in that either.
Oh, poor
101
guy.
Dalmatians, Sleeping Beauty, Mulan, Hunchback of Notre Dame. So he's been involved in like a lot of Disney's like really like biggest like
Classics,
80s, 90s classics.
During their renaissances of the Disney Renaissance.
Yeah. So like a lot of things that they'd be putting in and out of the vault, he was involved in. And then he also left Disney temporarily in 1966 and co-founded a company called Vignette Films, which is one of the first companies that was like ever doing like films about Black history. And so it's cool because obviously that's huge for him to be the first Black animator to ever work for Walt Disney, and then for him to be involved in so much like big things that are obviously cult classics. Yeah. You know, that's super important. So Floyd Norman. Props.
Yeah. I'll go just because it's quick, but it's I'm gonna shout out this guy, Billy Graham. This is like born in the 1930s. But he worked on both. Only reason I picked him was because I thought it was interesting. He worked on both Luke Cage, like as an illustrator. So he was a part of design with
the chains,
Luke Cage chains.
Wow.
And he had an illustrious career. He was a art director at another place. Moved over to Marvel, worked on that, but he also worked on the second half of like the first Black Panther as well.
Oh, cool.
As a Black man, as an illustrator, and he had like a really long, illustrious career. So I just thought it was cool to mention, just because.
What was his name again?
Billy Graham.
Oh, Billy Graham. Okay.
I just thought it was interesting because he did the chain.
Yeah.
Luke, but I'm like,
was that his idea?
I always thought that I was like, oh. Now I kind of feel like, well, I mean, it was a bad idea, but I can't say that there was anything else behind it other than it being a bad idea. But yeah,
that's funny. Did you have somebody else, Malcolm?
Yeah. Next one is I'm sticking with the comic cartoon theme. Dwayne Mcduffie, who actually passed away in 2011. He was assistant editor at Marvel for a little while, but then he went and started his own comic book company, Milestone Media, to focus on minorities in comics, because he had a great quote too. Let me read this real quick. He said, if you do a Black character or a female character or an Asian character, then they aren't just that character. They represent that race or that sex, and they can't be interesting because everything they do has to represent an entire block of people. You know, Superman isn't all white people, and neither is Lex Luthor. We knew we had to present a range of characters within each ethnic group, which means that we couldn't do just one book. We had to do a series of books, and we had to present a view of the world that's wider than the world we've seen before.
Yeah, that's good.
Which is a very good point.
I mean, that's true.
He did multifaceted blackness so well.
Yeah.
Like, especially with like Icon.
Icon is his. Static Shock is his.
Yep. Yeah, I was gonna say Static Shock. Yeah,
but he's also responsible for the second and third iterations of Ben 10.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
He wrote the majority of Justice League
nice.
and all of Justice. No, he wrote almost all of Justice League Unlimited. It was almost all him.
Sure.
Okay. He wrote the Crisis on 2 Earth DC movie. And Justice League Doom was his. He also wrote, I think it was 13 episodes of Teen Titans.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, so he's like all over.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because all of those shows have multifaceted characters.
Yeah, that's true.
So like even Teen Titans, like you know what I mean? Like so that's man.
He's
that's
like
cool.
like peak storyteller.
Right.
Like
right.
one of the best.
Yeah, his character
Like
development
people
is
should
really
throw
good.
him his flowers the same way that they throw flowers for people.
Well,
like,
he got a couple of memorials. The Justice League Doom was posthumously released.
That's how you say that word?
Posthumously.
I was like, I never knew how to say the word. I thought you put me on game.
But he did the school in Static Shock is named after him.
Yeah,
a couple of writer awards and scholarships are named after him. One is for like young black comic book writers. The award is named after him. So
that's cool.
Yeah, I was like, I remember that name. Yeah, man, that's dope. Good. I think we given a lot of flowers.
I mean, you can skip me because I do have more, but mine is more like paying homage to some of the like black writers that are writing right now kind of thing.
Oh, so we said 2 and you did 7. Again.
No, I didn't. It's just what I picked had several writers. So
but I said
that's why I was like,
right?
you can skip me.
Too.
Okay.
But I went to my second one and I was like, oh, they all worked on this project together.
Chris is that kid that
that's
got
why
like
I said I can just stick
on the
to the
report card in kindergarten and doesn't listen to instructions.
Chris, not every assignment has extra credit, okay?
Yeah.
It's 4.0.
Yeah.
Shit it.
Yeah. Anyways, with that said, we want to give everybody flowers. First of all, if you're watching this, thank you for watching this. You're awesome. If you're not, I don't know where this will be. If you're on our Patreon, you're awesome. If you're not on our Patreon, get on our Patreon to be awesome. And you know, we really enjoy, especially I look forward to even in the next couple of weeks, kind of like being able to give more people their flowers, using our platform to just give. Just even when we invited, even though this is Black History Month, even when we invited Zach onto the podcast.
You didn't have to preface that.
It was like we had a white guy on here.
Well, no, because I was gonna like go into like
we still like niggas though.
No, I was gonna go into my whole Black excellence talk, but I was like, this would be odd if I.
You're not gonna go full. The
you know the brothers and the sisters, and then Zach. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's like that meme. You know, all us brothers and Mark. You know, you ever see that one with the basketball team?
Yeah.
But I didn't want to do that. But so like, you know, but we want to use this place as a platform to big up people, give them their props, and let them know, man, we appreciate what y'all are doing. Like, we are inspired. We wouldn't even be doing this podcast if it wasn't for these trailblazing creators, illustrators, writers, designers, and all sorts of folks who make whoever's like pump blood in the nerd culture. What?
Also, all sorts of colored folks.
Yeah.
Yes.
That took him a second. I'm like,
that was good. That was good.
That was great. You should be like a comedian. Anyways, y'all know the slogan: stay colorful. Peace.